want to do is spend the time demonstrating how to take it off so that you can do the whole process yourself. So that's about maybe halfway to as dark as it should be. Here's my next step. Okay, so you want to make yours darker. Not as dark as the black paper, but certainly as dark as you were able to get it here for that step. Okay, it needs to be about that same value. All right, so what we're going to do is using the eraser, you're going to use a clean edge of the eraser to start erasing a picture. Mine's already kind of dirty, so here's a tip. To get rid of all this graphite so that we can erase more, clean off your eraser by cleaning a clean spot on either the same paper or a different piece of unused drawing paper. You're just erasing your eraser, right? Now if I keep it flat against the paper like I'm doing, I'm going to be able to keep a nice angular flatness to both of those surfaces so they can erase in tight corners more easily. So now I'm going to draw a little circle. I'm going to start with just using my eraser to draw an outline. I'm going to hold it upside down because I don't want to do this to try to hold. All right, so I'm just going to draw a circle by erasing a little bit of it. I don't want to erase all of it, but I've got a circle there. I think you can see it. Okay, so now I want to have the light hitting this upper left area of the circle more strongly, and because the ball curves away from the light, it gradually gets darker as it gets to the opposite side. So I'm going to take out more of the graphite on this side. I'm erasing it more aggressively, okay? And I don't want to go all the way to the opposite side, but I do want to kind of blend in now some of the graphite that's there. Now if I'd gone darker with this would be a little bit more difficult to do, but it would also work more easily. It would be easier for you to see it. I'm going to turn my paper this way, and I'm going to rotate my eraser so I've got a cleaner surface to work from. And I'm just going to pull out a little bit more on the opposite side, not too much, just a little bit. And I think I'm going to try to take out a little bit more here too, to make it really a lighter part of the ball, getting more light, and gradually welcome to LeClaire's studio. All right, and gradually it's going to gradually get a little bit darker, so I'm just kind of blending with my eraser now to soften up where they meet up. I want to keep hard edges. Hard edges means it's a good clean line or edge that separates one part from another. If it looks like this, it's fuzzy and it's less appealing looking. So I want to kind of clean it up. So I'm going to once again clean my eraser off, and I'm going to pull my eraser along that fuzzy edge, so I'm recreating the edge a little higher than it originally was. And I'm pulling my eraser along that edge to create the edge. Blow away the eraser crumbs instead of wiping them away. So now I've got pretty much a ball sitting in outer space, but I want it to be on a tabletop. Let's make the tabletop lighter than the area beyond the tabletop. This is called giving it context. So now we're going to know it's sitting on a table and not just floating in outer space. This is part of the project I want you to do too. So I'm going to take out more of the white paper. Let me turn it this way. I'm going to put in the table's edge at the back. So a little bit less than half of the way up the ball, I'm putting in the back of the table that it's sitting on. This is the sky beyond it, or a wall, or something else. And then on the opposite side, at about the same height, I'm going to draw a line with my eraser too. Remember, this is eraser drawing, so you're not redrawing anything. You're pulling it all out now. This is a subtractive process where you're taking out graphite instead of putting it on. Putting it on is additive. Erasing it is subtractive. So now I'm taking out the graphite much more aggressively. I want to hold my paper so I don't tear it, right? And I'm going to leave a little cast shadow, an object that gets light on one side and then gradually curves and keeps the light from getting on the tabletop, casts a shadow on the opposite side of where the light source is. I'm going to go right up to my outline as much as I can. and I'm going to leave a little cast shadow going that way. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit more off right there. And I might have taken off a little bit more than I wanted to, but that's the process. Okay, so it's kind of a funny looking shadow, but that's all right. As shadows go farther away from their lights, from the object that casts them, they're a little bit softer and lighter, but not too. They just kind of fade away. And I'm going to take a little bit more off of the tabletop. It's okay to have these marks inside the tabletop. It gives it a little bit more visual interest. And remember, that's what art is all about, making it interesting. So that's your last step. Okay? Now remember, there are directions for taking a photograph of all your artwork. Please make sure you take a good quality photograph. Make sure your name and period are on it when you take it, and it gets submitted to our share folder. Please don't submit it anywhere else. All right? Remember, do all the work, then turn it in. Good luck.